If you log into Sage Accounting and you see this action required message at the top of the screen, you will know that the new Sage bank feed integration has been released in your system. It will also mean that you do need to take action since your previous integration with your bank has been disconnected. And if you want to keep importing transactions from your bank into Sage Accounting, that you will need to take action and set up the new Sage Bank Feeds wizard. Before you ever go about doing this, there are two things that you would need to double check. Firstly, click on Company and then click on Change Company Settings. On this Company Settings screen, confirm under Company Details that you have a telephone number specified, as well as a valid postal code. Once you've done this, go to Banking, Transactions, and go to your banking screen. Select the account that you want to set up and double check what the last transaction date is that you've imported using the previous bank feed. This will be important since this date will determine the date that you will select when setting up your bank feed integration with the new Sage Bank Feed wizard. Selecting the wrong date would mean that you could potentially import all these transactions as double transactions into Sage Accounting. Once you are satisfied that you know the exact date, you can initialize the new bank feed wizard setup. This can be done in one of two ways. You can click on Banking, Transactions, Manage Bank Feeds, or alternatively, you can go to Home, Dashboard, selecting any of these dashboards, or going to My Workspace, and then clicking on this action required, that click here, which will also initialize the wizard. After clicking on Continue, it will display a list of banks, the most popular banks for your particular region, that you can select. Once you select your bank, it will actually show you what is needed to continue with the setup. This differs from bank to bank. Screen 2, 3, and 4 of the wizard is particular to your specific bank. Using apps as an example, you will actually see that APSA has quite an extensive number of fields that the user would need to complete, whereas an F&B users, for example, only asked for a username and a password. It is also important to take note that most banks these days require some version of multi-factor authentication, which means that you will need to watch out either on the banking application, on your email, or on your SMS for some kind of code that you will need to enter into the wizard in order to authenticate the transactions being imported into Sage Accounting. If your bank do not display on this first screen, you can search for it by clicking in the search field here and simply entering your bank's name there. That will allow you to select that bank and continue similar to how you've been able to select your bank's icon on the first screen. In order to show you what the entire flow looks like, I'm going to use a demo bank to complete the flow. You will see one or two screens that you will never see in an actual live bank. This is one of those. This is something that you will all probably see, irrespective of the bank that you have selected. But yours would most probably be described as, for example, savings account, check account, business account. It depends on the naming that you've given your different accounts on your actual internet banking profiles. In this example, I'm just going to use this demo bank, click on Continue. And this is where that date that we checked earlier becomes important. So in my case, my last transaction actually imported on the 31st of October. So I'm going to select the 1st of November as my starting date. Once I click on Finish, This message appears, and it is important to take note that your transactions could take up to 24 hours to start reflecting in Sage Accounting. This is important since there is an authentication taking place between Sage Accounting and your bank before the transactions would be allowed to start flowing between the two systems. On the last screen, we will ask you which account in Sage you want to link these transactions to. You are welcome to enter a new name there, but if you want to use your existing account, you can just click on choose an existing bank account, which would then allow you to select any of the existing accounts that you previously used. Once I click on Review Transactions, it brings me back to the banking screen where we were earlier, and once my check account is selected there, you will actually see that it started importing the transactions from the date that I selected. And that is the entire banking setup. Thank you.